another episode of Points in the Paint, our podcast devoted strictly and solely to WCC women's basketball, and we're having a ball. I'm Ann Schatz, joined by my co-host, Mary Murphy, the incomparable Mary Murphy. Mary, we got to start with the sober news of what has been going on in the state of California, in the city of Los Angeles, and nearby areas. The fires that are raging. Now we look at 3 active blazes in terms of the fires that are still going on, burning an area bigger than the city of San Francisco, 40,000 plus acres affected. Reports of over 200,000 people evacuated from their homes and businesses. And it has forced the postponement of many events, including some of our WCC women's basketball games, and on the men's side as well last weekend.
Yeah, and I know I speak for everyone connected with the WCC in any way, and that just our hearts and all of our thoughts go out to the people displaced. And for me, I can't go too many places without talking to someone who knows someone that's been displaced, that's been affected. So highly impactful. I know the winds are going to continue to kick up this week, so we'll just hope for the best and know that at some point there will be better days ahead.
Last Thursday, Portland at Pepperdine, of course, San Diego at LMU, and then Saturday, LMU at Pepperdine. Those games postponed. And what the WCC administration is so adamant about is we will try to get these games rescheduled. That's great. But what we care about is the safety of these teams, of these individuals. And that goes from the athletic department folks all the way down to the folks breaking down video. The safety is the most important thing.
Yeah, I know. We've heard that time and time again from these schools, that's certainly what they're putting forward. And I know most places now are going with remote learning, much like they did during COVID. So just trying to put the best foot forward on this will just continue in the foreseeable future.
We'll keep tabs on that. And Mary, I know you being in the Bay Area, like you said, this hits very, very close to home. And we'll continue to monitor that as to how it affects what we're doing on the basketball side of things. But more importantly, we're right here with you folks in terms of just staying safe. And not much more to say than that, huh?
Yeah, I think everyone's doing the best that they can, for sure.
You bet. It's an awkward segue, but I want to do it anyway. I want to go to what's going on in the WCC as far as the women's standings are concerned. You and I talked after Saturday night's games were completed in the conference and just thought, what on earth is going on here? You can't make it up. Mayor, we have got a logjam of logjams.
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about a conference with 18 teams. This is a conference with 11 teams, and 5 of them are tied right now with a 5-2 record. And one in Oregon State is sitting at 4-2. So it's something that's really quite epic and not happening anywhere else in the country. And what this speaks to is the parity in this conference so far this year, the importance of winning at home, how important that is every single weekend. And third, and we haven't talked about this, it'll be a continuing theme, the importance of the tiebreaker. When you're going head to head playing each other every single, you're playing every team twice, how important it is to come away with minimally a split, but to win both those games. And lastly, the importance that health is to each and every team as this season just continues to move forward.
Games to watch this coming weekend. So let's revisit standings. Not only important for an outright WCC regular season title, but as you always point out, seedings for that postseason WCC tournament.
Right. And if you want to be repetitive, tiebreaker,
Yeah.
because with this many teams playing as closely as they are, know that it's going to come down to who did you beat? How many times did you beat them? Did you beat the teams above you? Did you beat the teams below you? So every opportunity to go out there and get a win is absolutely important. And we've got huge games coming up for everybody. But you look at those standings. I mean, we don't have an undefeated team anymore, but we sure have a lot of really good teams.
Heck yeah. All right. Games to watch. You saw the standings. You understand how things can just turn on a dime. What's your first pick out of the chutes? Games to watch.
Well, I've got a tie because I think Washington State at USF.
Yep.
Can USF have a bounce back? That's what they need. They don't want to lose 3 straight. Washington State has been very good. They've been a little up and down. They're a team that, is not shooting free throws well, but this is going to be a terrific game. Well, certainly one of the tougher road trips, because Portland goes to Gonzaga and then they turn around on Saturday and they go to Oregon State. So they're going to see two great crowds. We know they're going to have a great crowd in Corvallis as well. So a tough weekend. And we know that matchup between the Portland coach and the Oregon State coach, always interesting.
You betcha. All right, so we will have another loaded weekend, which will set us up beautifully for next week. We're going to say so long as far as this edition of Points in the Paint is concerned. Mara, thanks so much for joining me and being the lead sled dog. And everybody out there, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.